Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are and what time it is, wherever you are. And we are here for Tuesday mornings with Suzanne. And I would like to speak today about the process of discernment within your own psyche, within your own mind, body, spirit, when things are in need of a shift or a change or a rebalancing, if you will, of what's going on inside of you. So we're going to talk about the fact that, let's talk about circumstances where this comes up. So for instance, if you have a night where you have too much caffeine late in the day, and so you can't get to sleep that evening, or if you have something emotionally going on that has not enabled you to slow down and drop into a good deep sleep, or if you're too anxious about upcoming events, so you are staying up too late and then not getting good sleep. Or, as happened in our house last night, a cat gets out and does not return home until late in the evening. So the sleep isn't gotten that should have been gotten in that circumstance. So I woke up this morning and I thought, what do I need? What do I need for a system that did not get as much sleep as it would normally like to have? And so that's what we're going to work on today. And it might be sleep for you. It might be that you're actually trying to discern or change a medication that you take, or the way in which you're exercising isn't quite working for you. All of these things that have to do with our health and our well-being are things that you can work with in your own life by listening inwardly and then also paying attention to what's coming to you from the outside. Okay? So let's take a moment, get your feet on the floor, sink back into your backbone, let your eyes gently close. Good. Good. And as you do this, sinking in, following your breath, I'm noticing as I do this that there's a little bit of tiredness in my shoulders from not having the normal night's sleep that I enjoy. And I'm noticing that my backbone, I need to remember to sink back into my spine and rest back. Yeah. So whatever you're noticing, as you take that first breath or two or three, settling in, settling in, settling in. And noticing what you notice with no judgment, just staying curious, open. Yeah, and as I breathe into my chest and I'm feeling the rise and fall of my chest, my sitting bones, down into my legs and my feet. Noticing the sensations of the soles of your feet on the floor. Yeah. Good. Good. And as you sink in and settle in, anything you find is just information. So you may notice an ache that you weren't noticing before you sat down and closed your eyes. Or you may notice a pocket of excitement about something. Or you might feel the hum of your adrenals if you're really excited about something and kicking into gear to go do something. Right now I'm noticing in my own adrenals that they kicked into gear this morning just to get me up, get me going for the morning, not having had enough sleep. And so I'm going to take a moment now and settle my attention into my kidneys and adrenals right there at the back of your ribs, the bottom of the back of my ribs. I'm noticing, feeling, sinking in. And settling in and quieting. Quieting. Basically telling my adrenaline that for now, it can stop pumping out. It can stop pushing so hard. I really appreciate that it got me out of bed and got everything done that I had this morning. Yeah. And notice in your own system as you're simply sinking in, listening, paying attention to whatever pops into your awareness, whatever shows up on your visual screens internally. Sometimes you'll hear words. Sometimes you'll just have a felt sense like the buzziness I had in my adrenals, in the area of my low back. Sometimes it'll be an ache or a discomfort place. Just simply noticing. Yeah. There you go. And as you sink in, noticing that you can feel more in your legs, more in your feet. We're just being present with ourselves. And this is the skill set. This is the skill set that's required for us to be able to tune in a non-magical way. This is not magical thinking, but we're actually actively tuning in, listening. What does my system need today? And that question may also expand into this week or this month if you're changing an exercise schedule, for instance, or something else in your life. What would nourish me in this present moment and in the present moments moving forward? Good. 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 And you'll notice just simply paying attention with curiosity, that simply listening, watching, enables you to sink in at a deeper and deeper level to your inner landscape, your bones. Yeah. The connective tissue throughout your body, all the muscles and ligaments, tendons. Good. Listening to your heart as it beats. Feeling your lungs filling and emptying. Yeah. Your shoulders, neck, head. Yeah. And asking wherever things are drawn your attention wise, what do they need? What do they need? And it's interesting today because I was just in to see the stem cell doctor, and I've had stem cells in my right knee, and it feels, when I sink in and really make a connection with my right knee, it feels solid, feels good. And my left knee feels a little empty, and that's why I was there, because I think I need to have stem cells in my left knee. And when I say that and I listen to my insides, I can almost feel my left knee saying, thank you. Thank you for hearing us before we got to a crisis. Thank you. Yeah. So whatever's happening within you, listening, paying attention to what's in the way of your listening. Yeah. Good. Good. Hmm. Noticing anything in your belly, your midsection, your chest. Just notice how I had to drag myself out of bed early this morning to make it to that appointment. And so I'm noticing I'm just pushing a little forward. So I'm going to allow my awareness to drop back by feeling my backbone on the chair, my sitting bones, my feet, soles of my feet on the floor. If you're someone that holds back, which is the opposite of what my tendency is, you might need to allow yourself to breathe more into the front of your chest or your belly, all the way down into the front of your knees. But if you're like me, trying to make it to an early morning appointment, I was running a little in front of myself. So I'm allowing myself right now to drop back, back, back. Yeah. Good. And now we're going to do that wonderful 5 breath, ground and fill, so that as we finish up on our visit to the oasis today of our being, that we have primed the well and it's full for you to move on into your day. So feeling the soles of your feet on the floor, allow yourself to make a connection down into the earth beneath you. Good. Yeah, good. As deeply and widely as you want that connection to be. Whatever metaphor works for you, roots, rivers, light beams. Good. Good. And then on the first breath, you're going to ask your feet and your legs, from the bone marrow all the way out to your skin. You're going to ask them what would nourish and nurture you most. And as you inhale, you're allowing that quality of energy to be soaking in through your feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs. And on the exhale, allowing yourself to let go of anything you no longer need in that area. Second breath, as you know, will be moving on up into your spine, your pelvis, your belly. Again, breathing in whatever would nourish that area, exhaling whatever you no longer need. Third breath, we continue on up into your torso, heart and lungs, your shoulders, exhaling what you no longer need. Fourth breath, right on down into your hands and fingers. And that fifth breath, moving right on into your throat and your neck, your face and your brain, right on up and out the crown of your head, showering down around you. Okay? So first breath, asking your feet and your legs, what would nourish you most? And then watch what shows up. Second breath into your pelvis and belly and lower back. Third breath, the rest of your spine and your heart and your ribs and your lungs. Fourth breath, down your arms into your hands and fingers. And fifth breath into your throat and your neck and your head. Moving right up and out the crown of your head, showering down around you. Good. 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 And the interesting piece is, now that I have filled, consciously filled my container, my left knee feels fuller. And it's not as full as my right knee. And it's basically saying to me, thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the steps you're taking. You're moving in the right direction. Yeah. Okay. So notice what it feels like to be you now in your container of who you are. And from this fuller place, from this listening, watching, clearly connected to your insides and out into the world, may you have a day that is full of connection and joy. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.